Next, let's look at an algorithm that's designed to judge your age. And what you'll see here, as well as with many others, is that if you move your head around, you'll be able to influence the outcome quite a bit. Some stores use these algorithms to learn more about their visitors.
Whoa.
They can also be used to guess who might be lying about their age on dating websites.
Whoa.
If you happened to share your age bracket earlier, we can now figure out whether or not you are a liar.
What? Just keeps going down.
The following algorithm we'll take a look at tries to determine your gender.
Wait, well done.
Here you can once again see that the country or culture in which an algorithm was constructed
I don't know.
can have a big
Sometimes
influence
I
on
may
how
not
we'll categorize
identify
and
it.
judge people.
All right.
This algorithm would probably flip out at the gay pride. Our next algorithm on the menu tries to determine your body mass index, or BMI, from just looking at your face.
Sweet.
To make an algorithm like this, you'll once again need thousands of photos of people that are
I'm
tagged with their
22,
body
but I'm
mass
not
index. In practice, I found that the required data is often simply scraped from the internet. For example, some researchers who work at Google took these pictures from online communities where people share their weight loss progress. A lot of these algorithms work by first measuring 7 proportions in your face. One of these is calculated by measuring the area above your eyes, which is why you can get a lower score by raising your eyebrows. By connecting to this website, you also shared your IP address, and that was used to guess
morbid.
where you are. Now that we have your gender, your age, your country of origin, and the BMI prediction,
Hurry up.
we can combine these and try to create a life expectancy prediction.
I got to raise that money.
These
man.
types of
Right now,
predictions
dude.
are essentially created by stacking educated guesses on top of each other, which makes the result even more imprecise. However, that doesn't
guys
stop
did not
insurance
factor in modern
agencies from
medicine, that's for
purchasing
sure.
these types of predictions,
They
because
say
to them
that
it's better
the
than
first
nothing.
person to live to 150 was a
Won't you
reborn.
come a little closer?
Once they live to that
Don't take this
age,
the
they'll
wrong
live
way,
to
but
1,000.
you have a very
And then
unique
once they
face.
live to 1,000,000.
That's why, just like you have a fingerprint, you
What
also
are they gonna
have
do
a
if people live
face
that much
print.
longer? Where are they going to be?
This is
Are they
usually
gonna-
expressed in 128 numbers.
This
This
digital
face print
fingerprint
makes
of
it
your
possible
face.
to recognize you wherever you go.
Fantastic.
For example, Russian company FindFace offers a service where you can take a picture of a stranger and then it will try to find the social media profiles that belong to that person. Similarly, an American company called Clearview AI allows police officers to upload a photo and then it will show a list of all the web pages where it found the same person. You can now buy security cameras that have this capability built in.
Sweet.
For example, in the United States, the pharmaceutical chain Rite Aid used these cameras to recognize people who had previously shoplifted them. By the way, you
stole my
didn't
heart.
actually need to get closer to
What
the
is
camera
your
for
face?
this to work. A small thumbnail is enough. I just want to see if you'd do it. I also have to admit something. While this website was loading, I secretly recorded your emotional reaction when the little puppy was shown. This was done using an algorithm that tries to determine your emotional state based on your facial expressions. A company called HireVue
I'm always
offers
happy.
online video interviewing tools. They claim to be able to find the best job applicants by analyzing their facial expressions, voice, and vocabulary. This practice has been criticized for giving a lot of credence to algorithms,
Not
but at the
impressed.
same time making it very hard to know what people are actually being judged on. As a bonus, for the last few minutes your surfing behavior has also been recorded. You may not realize it, but a lot of websites have little bits of code from companies such as Visual Website Optimizer and Hotjar embedded into them. This makes it possible to record your mouse movements, as well as any text you may have entered into forms. These services can help improve how a website functions, but it also means a large amount of behavioral data is being collected by these third parties. As you probably realize, your data is increasingly collected and combined to create all kinds of predictions about you. By comparing your data to that of others, you can be placed in all kinds of categories. These profiles are not just used to show you better advertisements, but they are starting to impact all kinds of aspects of your life, ranging from getting cheap car loans or insurance to finding a job or even a date. While you can try to protect yourself from this tracking online, where, for example, you can delete your cookies, this is much harder when it comes to your face, which you can't really delete. That's why this type of biometric tracking is much more inescapable and can feel much more
Hey,
constricting.
what's going on, man?
What's going on? You guys
As face recognition technology moves into our daily lives, it can create this subtle but pervasive feeling of being watched and judged
I'm
all the
almost
time.
done. This is like a...
We might feel more pressure to behave normally, which for an algorithm means being more average.
Yeah.
That's why we have to protect our human right to privacy, which is essentially our right to be different. You could say that privacy is our right to be imperfect. So we have to be very careful when
All right.
implementing this technology.
Basically,
As with all
that's
new
it.
innovations, it comes with great
no?
stories of how it can improve our lives in short term.
I'm
But
averagely
with
normal.
biometric
I'm
systems,
not sure
we have
what
to
that
be
means.
very careful
Averagely normal.
and really think through
55%
what it could do to
normal.
people and society in
Yeah,
the
I don't
long
want to be
term
too
if,
normal.
No, you
bit by
want to feel
bit,
good.
we allow this surveillance culture to develop.
All right, sweet. European Union. All right, I trust those guys.
Okay.